beautiful morning here just south of Veneta, Oregon. Plus 5 degrees, rained like crazy overnight. So the customer was not very happy with me. The fact that I had untarped the load last night on their yard there. Because it rained so hard overnight. When I first started doing these runs, I asked them, and they said, yeah, you can untarp right across there on that parking area there. I asked if I could untarp the night before, an hour away type of thing, and they're like, yep, as long as it's not raining, you can untarp ahead, and if not, untarp over here. Cool. But apparently, if it's raining or going to rain overnight, don't untarp it until the morning. Some of you might go, duh, of course, it's going to rain, keep it dry. The reason for tarps is to keep it dry. No, 99% of the time that is not the reason for a tarp. We haul some loads that have to be tarped to keep dry, like bags of concrete, cardboard boxes, stuff like that. Insulation. But all lumber, no, not all lumber. This lumber is packaged already with its own personal, we call it lumber wrap, but it's like a mini tarp. So each bundle of lumber has its own tarp over it to keep it dry. And most places, the reason we throw a tarp over that is to keep the road grime off of the lumber. But this is a customer that wants it coming in dry, even though it is in its own tarp, in its own lumber wrap. So they told me, they asked, is this not tarped? I'm like, yep. Like I untarped last night across over there as you guys instructed. This goes, if it's raining, it poured a lot last night, you can't untarp it the night before, you have to untarp it here in the yard. I'm like, okay, thank you, I did not know that. And they're like, we're going to quickly inspect the load. If it's too wet, we're going to deny the load. I'm like, ooh, no, bad. They inspected it. The bottom's a little bit wet, just from the splashback off the trailer, but load looks good. We're going to unload it, but in the future I'm untarping here if it's raining. Okay, we'll do that. I'll pass that message on to dispatch as well, because all of us untarp early. Yeah, and the other thing is, all this lumber is stored outside at the chipper's place. The lumber mill stores all this lumber outside. Because every bundle is individually wrapped, so it stays dry. So I see it becoming a problem here in the near future as we get a bunch of snow on top of this lumber, get a bunch of ice on top of this lumber. We'll have to make sure we shovel all the snow off, but ice is frozen onto the top. As I drive down south, it's going to all melt because it's warmer down here, and then the lumber's going to come in wet. So I'll have a discussion with the chipper with that, or about that. We learned. And they weren't like mad at me, they were just asking me questions, and I'm like, oh, I see where we're getting. So once I understood where they were getting at, then I said exactly, it's like, okay, my apologies. I asked them a bunch of questions of where and when I can untarp. Run, turkeys, run. So we're all on the same page now. I'll let dispatch know to make sure any other trucks coming this way do the same, and that we're going to have to talk to the chipper to make sure that the bundles come in with no ice, no snow on them. Love these narrow little roads. I learned new stuff regarding this customer. But we'll be driving into the sun here, so I'll catch up with you once we start heading north again.
Turn right at the stop sign.
So keep broken axle. Road's actually a little bit slippery. Long row of cars. So I called my boss, let him know about the customer. He just goes, okay. Some customers have some weird, quirky little requirements. So he put a note on file so that in the future, all drivers that deliver there will deliver it the way the customer wants. And then, dispatch asked me why I didn't deliver this load Monday morning instead of Tuesday morning. And I'm like, I have Saturday, Sundays off. What are you talking about? This goes, maybe there must have been some miscommunication. He just goes, this week nobody's working on the 11th, so You were supposed to run on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, have Wednesday off, and run Thursday, Friday. Like, yeah. If I had known that, I would have totally done that. I want my 2 days off on the weekend, but if I'm not running Wednesday, then yeah.
3/4 of a mile. Take exit 13.
I would have run Sunday.
2 I-5 north, then keep left.
So now I'm headed home empty. They had me sit here off duty for half an hour. They were trying to find a load, but it didn't quite work out. So I'm like, okay, head home. Enjoy tomorrow off. Pay your respects to the veterans, which is awesome. And then Thursday morning, I'll load at Klesnikov, probably back down here again. That's what it sounds like.
Take exit 13 on the right. 2 I-5 north, then keep left. Be in left lane.
Yeah, tomorrow is Remembrance Day. For you guys, that was 2 weeks ago. I believe the U.S. has Veterans Day on the same day, if I'm not mistaken. And essentially it's the same day off, the same respect your veterans type of day. Don't know, I am a pacifist, so I would be a conscientious objector. I would not go to the military.
Continue on I-5.
But that is my personal belief, my personal religious belief. I have huge respect for those people that did go to war, that people like me don't have to. I find some of my fellow believers shun veterans, and I think that is a huge mistake. As Mennonites, we got chased out of country, out of country, out of country. We ran from war, ran from war. If someone had not fought that fight for us, we'd still be running. Some parts of the world, they are still running. But if we had not had veterans that didn't fight that war for us, paid that cost of taking other humans' lives, which is the most mentally disturbing thing to do for most people. It's, I see the flag up there, cool. This is the Veterans Memorial Highway, by the way. A lot of the people that went out and fought those battles for us and are still out there fighting battles for us. suffer for the rest of their life because of that. It is a sacrifice they make for the rest of their lives. So if you see a veteran, be respectful. In BC, all veterans get a special license plate. So you can always see when there's a veteran on the road, and I would challenge anybody, if you see a veteran on the road, give them the right of way, give them a little extra room. They have paid extra. They should have a little extra respect as well. Doesn't take much. I scheduled my people, and I hadn't thought about Remembrance Day, and I scheduled one of our veterans on Remembrance Day. He was so mad, and I'm like, why are you so mad? And I realized what he was mad about. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I still feel guilty to this day for doing that. They should have a little bit extra respect. To be fair, I did not know he was a veteran ahead of time. But I still feel guilty for doing it. If I remember correctly, he found somebody else to take the shift. But still, the whole, you know what? He shouldn't have to work hard to try to find someone to take his shift so he can go to memorial services when all he wants to do is respect his mates that have gone before him. Have no problem running empty all the way back to Soyuz. Fuel up there. Hoping we make it there. My GPS says we're a little bit short, but we're running empty. We'll make up time on the GPS. We should be able to make the border tonight. And if I make the border, I got another 2 hours in Canada to drive, so I should be able to get home tonight. I'm making home tonight. Tomorrow we can do the memorial service thing, but with COVID, I don't think it's a good idea to expose myself to veterans, especially since a lot of them are elderly. Yeah, that might not be a good idea. We'll do it at home. We'll put it on TV or something, see if we can get a live stream of a veteran ceremony, Remembrance Day ceremony. viewpoint today. Nice to see part of the viewpoint. As it starts raining harder. Feels so dark out. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning. Talked to Jess. She said it's snowing at home, so it should be interesting. She says lots of accidents. Apparently a couple of big rigs have crashed. It snowed enough yesterday that it snowed and melted and then froze overnight. So it sounds like I will I'm not closing the road right now. Hammer down. Sounds like I'll be loading. I'll go home tonight, and tomorrow afternoon, evening I head to Klesnikov. I'll load there first thing in the morning on Thursday. Sounds like it's going to be a load down here to Veneta again, which means I won't get there. I'll have to unload Friday afternoon. So if I get loaded over here, I won't make it home until Saturday afternoon, evening. But that's okay, I've got most of tomorrow off. But the load I'm supposed to pick up over here hasn't been finalized yet. We're not sure if I'm taking it or not. Likely a load, if we do get it, it's going to be one that overhangs. It's supposed to be utility trailers, but it's not even a 50-50. It's working on it, not sure if I'll be taking it or not. And that would be a load that's overhanging the front and the back, so I've got to make sure I look at Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia laws, double check them, see exactly where the minimum is, and we'll definitely have to get a permit in Canada. We already have an Oregon permit. Washington won't need a permit, so yeah, it'll just be a Canadian permit I'll have to worry about. up in the tunnel. Don't want to do any hydroplaning in there. Get at least one of them. Most of the tunnels I'm holding on to the steering wheel, making sure we stay in our lane. Too busy working these narrow little tunnels. Too busy to honk the horn. Especially since I am 12.1.5 in height, and the last tunnel we went through said 11.9. Enjoyable day along the Columbia River. Definitely a little extra work here with all the rain. Comes and goes. I saw some equipment on the train track, so I don't think we'll see a train today. And my rest area is 11 miles away. Lunchtime. This is Hood Bridge, Hood Mountain Bridge, I think. Ahead. really narrow section of the highway. That's why they got us down to 40 miles per hour. Bridge is full of traffic. Yeah, Hood River Toll Bridge. Catch up with you down the road. I think I'll call it. Huge thank you guys for supporting me. All those thumbs ups, all those comments. Love reading all the comments. And of course, subscriptions. You subscribe? Awesome. Thank you. I give you a thumbs up. This has got to be one of the most beautiful highways in the world. All the orange trees give it a really alien feel. Look, a rainbow. Don't know if that's picking up, but it's to our left. Just left of the road, this very faded rainbow. Can't see very well. And of course it's gone. It's just over that lake. So the pot of gold is in the bottom of that lake. Up to a rest area. I'll keep recording until we get there. Because it's just that beautiful. At least I find it that beautiful. I know I record this highway a lot, but the weather and the seasons change so much that the scenery changes every time we come through here. Sharp turn if you take the right exit. Alright guys, thanks again. I'm out of here. You guys absolutely rock. I'll see you, I guess, on Thursday.